What is up, YouTube? Welcome to the sixth part of the modeling tutorial for the M40A5, and today we are gonna make the trigger guard, and the magazine. But this tutorial is gonna be two-part because it took a while because I messed up a couple times, but I sped up the video just in case. It's not really fast, just enough so you guys can see what's going on, and I can actually explain what's going on to you guys too. So first of all, I'd like to apologize for lack of tutorial over the past like weeks, I think a month or so, because I had school and I had tests and stuff, so I couldn't make any tutorials for you guys. But today I'm back and I'm giving you guys this part. So let's get started. So open up your project, and this is where you should be, or if you just want to watch, just continue watching. And we're gonna make a cube, and just gonna put it right on the bottom right there. Add the material to it. Just align it up, and then add the material to it so you got the transparency back. And then we're gonna go turn it to editable poly, extrude the sides. You're gonna use the polygon and not the vertices or the edge, so don't really worry about what I'm doing right here. Right now I'm just gonna switch to polygon soon, right here. Alright, so are the edges, you can use the edges too. It's kind of better when you're rotating it to go around. So you just hold shift, drag up for the extrude, and you just turn the way you want it to be. And just gonna make that part flat to make it plainer, and scale that out. Scale it under Y because we're not like trying to scale all of it, just make it wide. Do that for the second part too, or the other part, and just extrude. Always scale that out, and we're gonna shape these vertices to match the way the trigger looks, and add or delete depending on how much detail you want in it. I don't think I added any in this. Yeah, I had like 2 right here and over there just to make it a little bit more curved. Give it a little more curve. And other side, bring the other vertices on the bottom of this one down. And add another one right there. Alright, actually I deleted it, just bring that one down like I said. Alright, so now this part is done. I just duplicated a part of the trigger guard to make the trigger, rename it to trigger, and it's separate, just so you guys know. Don't really detach it and make it an element, just detach as a clone, or just hit detach alone and it'll do the same. Alright, so now we're gonna shape the trigger. I think I just deleted this and use a cube and make it. I think this was part of like why I changed this. The tutorial was kind of long, or I don't remember so good because I recorded this a while back. Alright, so guess I didn't change it. Yeah, I did. Nope. Yep. I was just looking at some references of the image, you know, like the trigger, how it's like, because this one is pretty blurry. No, just add the material to it after I made the cube, convert to editable poly, and just add some edge loops in and extrude it down. It's nothing new, still the same thing that I told you guys. Extrude down. Later on we can fix it Now we just need the overall shape. We just keep going down, go to vertices, bring those in. Doesn't look like a trigger right now, but pretty soon you're gonna see starting to get the overall shape. Checking the reference again just to see how the trigger is like. You're not gonna really see it, but to me, I always want to make the model like look as close as possible, even in the areas you're not gonna see. Well, it depends, because if you're really not gonna see it, there's no point in making it just like the exact model unless you're gonna hand it off to someone else that's gonna use the model a different way from you. But if you know how it's gonna be used, basically you can just make only some parts of it. For like a movie, you'd probably want to make the most details and make it the best you can. But for a game now, you're not gonna really look at it that much. Well, most of the parts like underneath the gunner, so you're not gonna really look at that. Alright, so as you can see, the trigger is coming along pretty good. The bottom part, at least the top part, I have to make that part like change it up a bit. Alright, so because the reference image was a bit off, after I finished making everything, the trigger and the trigger guard, I had to push those up so it join with the model, so I didn't exactly follow the reference image. Alright, so just finalizing the trigger, getting the top part to be to look good before I continue. Well, you can make it look good or whatever you want, but for me, I wanted it to look good even though you're not gonna really see it. Alright, so when I created this, it was kind of thin, so I'm gonna have to scale these out and zero them so they're like in the center of the model. Now I'm just checking out some more reference image, the trigger guard and trigger, how fat it should be or how wide, whatever you want to say. But right now I got a general shape of it and everything and the scale, so I'm just gonna push these up very soon. Alright, here I just grab the vertices of the parts below the top and just scale them in so you have that little curve to it. Now just add the loop right here just to make the little bit on the bottom of the trigger. And right here is when I pushed it up, and it's time to make the magazine. This part took a while to make because I really messed up on this part a lot while trying to get the geometry that's indented in the side. We could use floaters or floating geometry, but I wanted it to look the best that it is, so I made it in the magazine itself. And it's gonna look good when I had the high poly. Like when I finish this and make the high poly and add the normals to it, the low poly, it's gonna really look good. So yeah, it just makes your model way better whenever you can add the details in without using floating geometry. Just do it. Makes your model 100 times better, 10 times better. Overall, it's gonna be better, and everyone loves better. So just do it. Right now, I forgot that I didn't make the little part on the trigger, the magazine. Forgot what that part is called. but I forgot to make it, so I just pulled on back trigger and make it. And now for the magazine, you guys see the overall shape, so I'm just making that part right now, ready to extrude it out and make it look good. Just going around getting all the the polygons that I made from the edges around and scaling it out. So you have that little shape at the bottom. Alright, so as you can see, I made a ring around the middle of it, which I'm gonna bring out soon, but not right now. And I'm looking at the magazine, see how it looks, and I see those indents in it. That's what I was talking about. I made those in it instead of using floating geometry. And these parts are they're cut out, and they're cut out of the mag, so I was just doing this part first. You guys look at the reference image, you'll see what I'm talking about. In this video it's kind of going fast, but I spent a little time looking at it, so yeah. Just straighten out these edges, make them look good, so when I bridge these edges up together they match. That's what I'm doing right now. You can either bridge the edges when you extrude them. Remember, you just hold shift and pull when you select the edge, or you can just target weld them, whichever way it works. But target weld seems to be more manual and more controlling, so I'll just use it instead of bridge. Target weld the edges, extrude, target weld, extrude, target weld. Basically it. Right here I kind of messed this part up a little, so I was like, the heck did I just do? How am I gonna get this together and then I move on? Because I thought, like, if I do it again I'll see the mistake I did. I did actually, but right now looking at the video I see it just like perfectly right there in front of me. I'm like, yeah, shouldn't have done that way. But while you're working, it's kind of hard to see some of the things just right there, so it's kind of like better to move on a little and come back to it after. Right now everything is kind of messed up. I will have to like make everything plainer, like the bottom and everything, to make the edges kind of straight because they're slanted right now. But it's okay for now because it's gonna be fixed later. Not gonna stay like that. Everything's gonna be fixed. And this is the fix I did, and then I went back to the other one and noticed that that's the little part I messed up. I just delete this part and do it again. Actually, I think I just made a cut and target weld it, or I just deleted it. I don't remember. I think I deleted it. Yep, I would just do that right now. So yeah, I just deleted it, extruded again, and weld it. gap part I just make planar and cap it. And it looks good. Well, I didn't want to do the same thing for the other side, so I just made a symmetry modifier, cut it in half, select everything, make it planar, straight, and symmetry modifier, add that to it, and everything's good. Now it's just to make the little indents you see, the curved part and the mag, and straighten out the geometry so it looks better, even though you're really not going to look at the magazine running around. You're probably going to be focused on who you're trying to shoot, but making everything look good. Well, oh yeah, and right here I just chamfer the edge so it has the roundness to it. I did that for every part because as I showed you on the reference image, these two parts were round. I was supposed to originally bring on the middle piece, but then I noticed if I chamfer it, it would look way better. So I just did that and it did. So I'm really happy that it came out like that. Alright, so mag is almost completed. So add the detail to the side and make everything good. So this video is almost coming to an end. We have about 2 minutes left, so you're not gonna really see me adding the details in this part, but next part of the video you'll definitely see that, and that's coming out soon, probably tomorrow or later today, but it's gonna be here today or tomorrow, so watch out for that. Alright, so I just add the edges right here to make the shape. The two at the sides are for the side and the one in the middle to bring it down, and these that I'm adding at the top and the bottom is just to make the shape of it. We just grab the vertices, push them down to make the round shape. You can kind of see it behind the reference image even though it's so blurry, but you can see it there. The one that I saw in the reference image, it's smaller than this. This one's kind of like wider, so I'm kind of using the tool to make this one. It came out pretty good, so I really like the outcome of it. Looked pretty good, so I was proud of that. But right now, as you see, I'm just moving everything in place, getting the edges and the vertices in place to bring it out. Then I just use the inset tool, grab the faces, use the inset, scale them in, and when actually right now I'm deleting the faces, the edges, but I did the same thing after this, so you're gonna see me repeat myself. Alright guys, this is the end of the tutorial. Join me next time for part 2 of the trigger and mag. Actually it's gonna be the mag, so comment on the video what you want to see next, or how far you want me to take this tutorial. Like the video if you like the video, dislike the video if you dislike the video, leave a comment telling me why you dislike the video or whatever, subscribe if you want to see more and all that stuff. So see you guys next time.